Okay, picture this. You wake up tomorrow and your hometown is suddenly replaced by a Starbucks on every corner, every street, everywhere you look. It's not just you. This is happening in cities all around the world. Starbucks now operates 40,990 stores. That's not just a big chain. That's more physical locations than the entire population of Monaco. Imagine, every person in Monaco gets their own store, with plenty left over. But Starbucks isn't just everywhere. It's a kind of empire. If it declared independence tomorrow, it would rank among the world's 100 richest countries. Yeah, you heard that right. So, how did a coffee chain make the jump from humble Seattle beginnings to global powerhouse? Let's hit rewind for a second and then rock it forward. In 1971, Starbucks was just a single shop selling beans. Now, in 2026, the Green Mermaid's tentacles stretch across 77 countries and more than 2,200 cities. Think about that for a second. 2,200 cities. More cities than there are McDonald's locations in some entire countries. Starbucks is everywhere, sometimes literally across the street from itself. And the U.S. is the epicenter. With 16,879 stores, there's about one Starbucks for every 19,000 Americans. In some towns, you can see two from the same street corner. Seriously, here's a wild visualization. If you lined up every Starbucks in the world, you could fill 500 football stadiums, each with 80,000 seats. That's enough for every NFL and Premier League stadium, multiple times over. But the real power? Money. Starbucks brought in $37.18 billion last year. That's more than the entire GDP of Iceland or Cyprus. Imagine a coffee company out-earning whole countries. Let's put it this way. With that kind of cash, Starbucks could buy every single person in Canada a brand new iPhone. That's a latte iPhones. And it's not slowing down. Last year, Starbucks revenue grew by 2.78%. That's like adding the entire GDP of the Maldives to its business in just 12 months. Even crazier, in the last quarter alone, Starbucks pulled in $9.92 billion. That's more money than Laos makes in a whole year. And that's just 3 months of Frappuccinos. Think about how fast that's growing. Starbucks' quarterly revenue jumped 5.5% over the previous year. It's like Starbucks added a whole new McDonald's-sized company, just like that. All this money and growth means people, lots of them. Starbucks employs 381,000 people worldwide. That's about the size of New Orleans. Imagine a whole city, every single person in green aprons. That workforce could fill the Superdome in New Orleans 5 times over. Picture cheering crowds, all brewing espresso. But here's the number that blows my mind. Starbucks opens a new store somewhere in the world every 3 minutes, faster than it takes to brew a cup of coffee at home. Think about what that means. There's a new Starbucks before you finish this video. It's like the empire gets a little bigger every time you take a sip. Starbucks isn't just everywhere. It's in more countries than there are members of the European Union. The only continent left unconquered? Antarctica. But give it time. Want to talk coffee? Starbucks serves an estimated 1.2 million cups every hour. That's enough hot coffee to fill an Olympic swimming pool in under 2 hours. Let's zoom out. If each Starbucks store covered a square mile, the entire state of Ohio would disappear under green and white cafes. Just imagine, a sea of lattes where Cleveland used to be. And the variety? You could order something different every day for 250 years. Starbucks offers over 100,000 drink combinations, more than there are words in the English language. Even the Vatican can't keep up. Starbucks has more stores than the Vatican has citizens, by a factor of 40. Imagine every Vatican resident running 40 coffee shops each. But here's what nobody talks about. Starbucks' annual revenue? It's enough to buy 1.5 billion iPhones at $1,000 each. That's almost every iPhone sold on Earth for 2 years. Let that sink in. The money flowing through Starbucks could literally buy a brand new smartphone for every man, woman, and child in several countries, every single year. Corporations used to be just companies, but today, Starbucks, like Amazon, Apple, or McDonald's, has a reach and influence that outpaces entire nations. They're the new superpowers. And Starbucks doesn't just serve coffee. It shapes cities. Its stores anchor neighborhoods, drive foot traffic, and, some would say, even decide which side of the street gets the sun at 8 a.m. So next time you order a venti, remember, you're visiting a place that's technically bigger, richer, and growing faster than dozens of countries on the planet. Imagine one last thing. If Starbucks really did become its own country, would the national anthem be the sound of a milk steamer? Or maybe, just maybe, the currency would be loyalty stars. Starbucks, more than coffee. It's a global passport, a neighborhood anchor, and, if you think about the numbers, a quiet kind of superpower. Next time you sip, remember, you're in the empire now.